All right. Good evening. It's Monday evening at 10:22. I'm Frankie Castile and we're going to get started. We've got a line of severe storms just on the doorstep. It is over right now, just east of West Plains, getting close to Oregon County, and then Carter and Ripley. Do me a favor if you don't mind. Let me know that you can hear everything and you can see everything okay in the comment section. Also, hit that share button for us and tag folks, especially if you know somebody who lives in Carter, Ripley, Butler, Wayne County. These storms will be moving in here fairly soon and want to make sure that we give everybody as much heads up notice as we can. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So, what I'm going to do is just so that way we can get more folks logged in, I'm going to step away for just a minute, not going very far. Make sure and tag folks, and I'll come back in 3 minutes. We'll start tracking all of these storms and I'll be with you until these storms clear the area and the severe weather threat is over. So let me know where you're watching and give me about 3 minutes and I'll come right back. All right, so welcome back in. I'm Frankie Castile, and we're going to be with you the remainder of this evening. So we are tracking currently Well, first off, we have a tornado watch for pretty much all the area, with the exception of the Missouri Boot Heel and portions of Northeast Arkansas. So the tornado watch, we're talking as this line comes in, the main threats are going to be maybe a couple of tornadoes possible. The main threats are going to be the damaging wind gusts. We could see them up to 70 miles an hour. We could see hail to about 2 inches in diameter. We're talking about very heavy rain, and of course, dangerous cloud to ground lightning as well. So, with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to begin here this evening, and we're going to get going with our severe weather coverage. A lot of folks, wow, almost 400 right now are tuning in. This line is just now making its way into our area. So we're going to go ahead and kind of zoom in and get started, because warnings are popping up pretty much everywhere now, which is what we thought was going to happen. So we want to make sure that we do what we can to keep you informed. Right now, the heaviest of the weather is around West Plains, actually getting into Oregon County. It is between a Mountain View and Winona. We're talking about, we've had some power outages in south central Missouri. We have had some wind damage because of these storms, and that's what's making its way into our area. Now, the whole line has slowed down just a little bit, which is some good news, actually, believe it or not. However, they're still packing a pretty big punch. Matter of fact, in all these warnings, by the way, they have that tornado possible tag with each one of them. So that is another reason why we decided to go ahead and go live here tonight. It's going to be a late night. It's already 10:30, and I'll be honest, I've got to be at work in the morning at 5:30. So it'll be a long night for all of us. Hopefully, we have no tornado warnings here this evening, but we're going to be watching the radars here very, very carefully. Right now, this whole line has kind of slowed down just a little bit. So what I'll do is it's going east at around, we're going to go 45 miles an hour. That's about what the line is actually moving. So I want to give you an idea of when these storms will be in our area. We're talking about Handy in about 38 minutes. We're talking about Gatewood in about 39 minutes. We're talking about Pointer in about 54, Donovan in 58 minutes, Grandin 59. Also, it's going to be in Budapest in a little over an hour, Oxley in about an hour 10. You see a brand new tornado warning has just been issued for our friends in Reynolds County. That's why we are jumping on tonight. Fair Dealing in about an hour and 10 minutes, Naylor in 74 minutes, Neelyville in about an hour 20. So Popper Bluff in less than an hour and a half from right now. So it gives you an idea of, where these storms are. And now these storms, they could accelerate a little bit and then slow down somewhat. So it's not an exact science here. What I gave you just gives you an idea of what these storms are capable of. You just seen a new tornado warning just come on the screen, and that is for our friends in Reynolds County, just north of Ellington is where the tornado warning is currently. We are looking at, maybe an hour and a half, maybe a little bit less than an hour and a half right now coming into Poplar Bluff. I'm going to check I'm with the Weather Service right now, actually chatting with them online, kind of getting some ideas on what they are thinking is going to be their best time frame, because the warnings right now in south central Missouri, Paducah will be taking over. As a matter of fact, this just came to us about 2 minutes ago. This came from the Weather Service out of Paducah. A line of severe storms is approaching southeast Missouri and will move into the area. A few tornadoes, damaging wind gust, hail, and heavy rain are all possible, and they're wanting you to have ways to get warnings, which is why that we are here tonight with you. Caitlin, Essex, and Bernie, you guys are in play. I would say, maybe 2 hours, 2 hours or so is kind of what we're thinking in your area. So yeah, let us know where you're watching from. And yeah, I'm like you. I'm getting tired of these storms also. So the next batch of warnings that we get, and the warnings that we're really watching for is, we're gonna see warnings here for these two counties here coming up very shortly. I would say in the next 30 minutes, we should get warnings coming up for Carter County, Ripley County. Hopefully, it doesn't go tornadic. Hopefully, we're talking about just severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have to switch radars here coming up in just a minute, just because these storms, as they continue to move to the east, they're getting farther away from the Springfield radar. That being said, let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to the Memphis site. I like using the Memphis site more. Um, and I know that I'm missing a lot of comments here, and I do apologize. I'm trying to continue to keep up. They're just coming in so quickly, but I'll do my best to keep up with comments. Do me a favor if you haven't done so already. Share this feed if you don't mind. Would love to be able to go back and tell our sponsor of PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, that we had a huge number of folks watching here tonight. Also, tag as many folks as you can. A lot of folks might be laying down right now going to sleep. And this is another reason why we decided to go ahead and jump online right now, just because we want to make sure that we do our part to give folks enough heads up. I know it's late. It's a Monday of all parts. Yeah, the tornado warning for Reynolds County, it's in effect until 11:15. It's a little bit outside of our area, but um, we don't have any warnings right now in our area. So let me go up here to St. Louis site, and let's kind of see what they're let's kind of look at this. It's radar indicated. It's for Western Iron, Northern Reynolds at 10:30. Severe storms were capable of producing a tornado located along a line at 12 miles west of Cherryville or 15 miles west of Reynolds, or along a line from 14 miles southwest of Steelville and 42 miles southwest of Ironton, moving east at 55 miles an hour. It is radar indicated right now. So that whole area you see there lit up in red, that is the tornado warning for those areas. So if you know somebody who lives in those areas, make sure and call them, text them, let them know that they've got severe storms, tornado warned storms in their area. Right now, currently, we are watching this line of storms coming in from the west. Now, what I had to do was I had to switch radar sites because the farther away these storms that get from Springfield, it's kind of hard to see them. So I went ahead and switched it to the the Memphis site on purpose. What about Donovan? I would say we should be getting a warning for, unless these storms just dramatically die down, which would be great, by the way. I would love for this to be a bust for us tonight. But unless they die off, we're looking at possibly some warnings coming up for Carter County, Ripley County, I would say within the next half hour. Let's see here. Looking at I'm going to switch over to, these storms are close enough now to our counties. I want to switch my chat over to Paducah, just because I want to make sure that if they start issuing warnings, I'll be able to get that quickly and get that on the air. So we've got tornado warned storms just off to our north. We are watching severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We're talking wind gust of 60 miles an hour. Let me zoom into this storm over here in Oregon County. It is moving. It's in West Plains right now, but the heaviest part of these storms are actually pretty close now to Alton, just moving in to the Alton area. They are moving right now about 45 miles an hour. So far, just severe thunderstorm warnings for our area, but there is a tornado warning to the north of us in Reynolds County. Right now, the whole line is moving around 45 miles an hour. Hopefully, Amanda, we're just going to see maybe some high winds, maybe some small hail. That is, I'm hoping that's all it is tonight where we are. That would be great. Um, Completely understand about you about the a lot of folks have a lot of paranoia right now when it comes to these storms. I'll leave the live part on the screen, kind of gives you the time. I'm going to leave that part on the screen for right now. Oh, there's a new warning just came out. So this one is, and it's got that possible tornado tag. That's what I was talking about a minute ago. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning now, and that is for Carter County and northwestern Ripley County here in southeast Missouri. Hang on one second here. I want to. So at 10:38, a severe storms were located along a line extending from near Eminence to near Alton, moving east at 45 miles an hour. We're talking wind gust of 60 miles an hour. The locations in this area, I'll give you the times here in just a minute. We're going to go with Van Buren, Elsinore, Hunter, Handy, Fremont, Grandin, and Briar. Once again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Carter County, northwestern Ripley County, and southeast Missouri until 10:30, or make that 11:30 tonight. And we are watching for the potential of seeing wind gusts of up to 60 miles an hour. I will tell you that we do have that possible tornado tag that is in that heading. So we'll have to watch for that very, very carefully. Let's see here. We're going to just hang on one second here. Bear with me just one second. I'm doing a couple of different things here, just trying before these storms move into the area. You hear me typing? I'm typing with the weather service right now. All right, so severe thunderstorm warning for Carter and Ripley County right now. So we're waiting. These storms are moving to the east at 45 miles an hour. So what I'm going to do is once this gets a new scan, we're going to track these storms, and we'll do it right about now. Whoops. All right, so we're going to go about 45 miles an hour. And this is going to give you just a general idea of when these storms will be in your area, give or take a few minutes. It could be a couple of minutes off one way or the other, depending on if the line speeds up or slows down. It'll be in Chilton in about 21 minutes. It'll be in Hunter in 25, Grandin in 28 minutes, in Elsinore in about 33 minutes, in Budapest at around 37 minutes. Also, it'll be near Milltown in 44 minutes. In Williamsville, it'll be there in about 48 minutes. Henderson, that is in northern Butler County, at around 53 minutes. In the Green Forest area in Butler County in around 54 minutes. Also, Popper Bluff in less than an hour now, 58 minutes. Also in Shook in about an hour. Rumbar in 67 minutes, Lake Wapapello at 67 minutes from right now. Kind of gives you an idea of Fisk in about 72 minutes, Puxico, if it holds together, in about 76 minutes. So, once again, not giving, it's not exact science here, but it kind of gives you an idea of where these storms are. And even though I want to highlight something, even though you don't see a technical warning right now for the southern parts of Ripley County, I fully expect more of the county will be added to this potentially as this complex of storms moves in from the west. Now, the good news is, if there is any good news right now, there's a couple things. I'm not showing, at least right now, I'm not showing a lot of power outages, which is good news, and I'm not showing a lot of rotation with this particular setup here. And we're going to look at the velocity. So it's not the storms are not rotating. There is some gusty winds in this area. We're talking possibly 60 miles an hour winds, maybe a little bit stronger in some areas. But right now, just looking at the radar right now from what we have, we're not getting the same amount of winds that we got earlier. Now, earlier, when these storms were out in south central Missouri, they were producing anywhere from 70 to 80 miles an hour. Not quite that bad tonight, which is good. Still getting 60 miles an hour can still do some damage. I've got a good friend of mine who is watching the power outage situation for me. She'll let me know if we get any power outages from Ozark border with this line as it comes in from the west. So it's pretty much, we're all watching it all together here. So Dexter, yeah, Ashley, in about an hour and a half. Storms are moving 45 miles an hour. So if you know somebody, these storms, some of the heaviest parts of these storms are coming in to western Carter County right now. I haven't quite made it to Ripley County yet, but if you live in Van Buren, you're going to start to hear some rumbles of thunder very, very soon. The winds are going to pick up a little bit, are going to be gusting from 55 to 60 miles an hour, and could even see some small hail from these storms here this evening. Right now, the bulk of the activity stretching from Eminence down toward Winona, Alton, Thayer, Cian is in the action right now. I do fully expect more storm or more warnings to be issued as we move throughout this evening. We do have just right now, we just have two severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for pretty much all of Carter County and the northwestern parts of Ripley County. Although I do think that we'll see more, I do think we'll see more of Ripley County possibly added. You're so much welcome. Absolutely. Gatewood. Yeah, Gatewood is going to be in the path of these storms here this evening. Should be in Gatewood here within the next 40, or I'm sorry, the next 30 minutes or so. Mill Spring, it'll be in your area too. No reason to believe that, eventually Wayne County, Butler County would be added to these warnings. I do think, Sarah, that these storms have weakened a little bit. And what I mean by a little bit is and earlier tonight, when they were in the West Plains area, Willow Springs area, they were producing winds of over 70 miles an hour. And now we've backed off just a little bit to 60. So I do think they're weakening a little bit, but it's going to take a while before these storms weaken enough to where we're talking about just heavy rain. I think as these storms continue to move in, I think we're going to see a few more warnings issued here this evening. I don't think, I don't think that, and we could see, and I don't want to downplay this at all, but we could see spin up tornadoes as well. This is the kind of line that would produce spin up tornadoes. Right now, I'm looking at the Weather Service office right now and just kind of getting a few things from them to make sure that everything that I have is up to date. And right now, I don't have any new updates from the Weather Service office out of Paducah. Okay, so well, I do have something here. This is a mesoscale, and they're talking about the tornado watch that is in our area, and it just basically is saying that the severe weather threat continues, and they may have to issue another watch for the Boot Heel and Eastern Arkansas. So that's what we have. Gia, it's not impossible to get a spin up tornado, but I think what we're seeing right here is I think that it doesn't look as robust as it did. So I don't think I'm not really worried about tornadoes per se. Not saying that we couldn't get a warning issued. So we may look out and we may not get any more warnings at all on this line. You just never know, and that would be great news because the storms have weakened just a little bit from what they were earlier tonight. Going through the reports right now and just looking at some of the information that we have. If you haven't done so already, tag some folks if you know somebody who lives in Donovan, Poplar Bluff, even Piedmont, Greenville. I would go ahead and tag them. Share the video if you haven't done so already. And hopefully, once these storms go below severe levels, then it's going to turn into a heavy rainfall threat, and then that's when I can go to bed. Storms now are going to be entering the severe part of this storm is going to be entering western Ripley County in the next 10 minutes or so, maybe I'd say 15 minutes tops. See what radar site I'm on here. Yep, still on. I'm going to go over to Springfield for just a minute. Yeah, see, it's getting kind of murky, so I'll go back over to the Memphis radar site. As these storms push farther from Springfield, they'll get closer to the radar beam in Memphis. Watching the tornado warnings to our north right now. Let me see if there's any new update. They still have a possible tornado tag. Nothing with the Weather Service as of right now. We haven't. I'm gonna pan out. So we don't see there's, which is good news. So we have no warnings in this area right here. So that's good. Some heavy storms, but nothing that's warned on right now. The tornado warnings are well to our north. They're with this complex right up here. So we're kind of in the middle of nothing and tornado warning. So I wanted to kind of give you an overlay of everything going on. Donovan's going to be impacted here, Jasmine, here pretty soon with at least some thunder and lightning, maybe some gusty winds. Haven't heard too much about power outages anywhere really in at least in SEMO right now. There were some power outages in Southwest Missouri, South Central Missouri earlier this evening, but nothing in our area right now. Deborah, watching from Northeast, thank you so much. Yeah, it'll be in your area here coming up shortly. I'm going to do another scan on this on these storms. I'm going to start with right here, and we're going to go 45 miles an hour. Kind of give you some new times here when when this will be in your area. So when handy, these storms will be in your area in about 9 minutes. Grandin in about 30 minutes from right now. Budapest, somebody was watching from Budapest in about 37 minutes from right now. So just before, well, right at 11:30 actually should be in your area. Brush Arbor, 43 minutes. Fair Dealing in about 45 minutes. Let's see here. Harville area in about 55 minutes. Hendrickson in northern Butler County should be less than an hour, 56 minutes. Poplar Bluff, 58 minutes. Hillard in 58 minutes. Oglesville in a little over an hour, about 68 minutes. Wapapello in 70 minutes. Brosley in about 71 minutes where I live. So, right about midnight or so, it should be in this area. Culin, same, 71 minutes. Fisk in about 73 minutes. Puxico in about 78. Glenonville in about 79. And Dudley in about an hour and 20 minutes from right now. I will tell you, I do feel that the Weather Service will probably issue maybe a few more warnings with this line. Overall, though, it does appear that it might be weakening just a little bit. Neelyville, let's track this a little bit farther south, and I can give you the southern communities. Okay, so let's see here. Pointer in about 29 minutes. Donovan, 36 minutes. Success, Arkansas in about 43 minutes. Oxley in 46. Naylor, 51. Fair Dealing in about 52 minutes. Also, Corning, Arkansas in about 54 minutes. Neelyville in about 58 minutes. That's when this line, it should be on your front doorstep. Now, remember, this line, it could speed up a little bit. It could slow down. I've got it tracked at 45 miles an hour. I've got my son in the other room. He's watching radar very closely as he's gearing up for his 8th grade graduation tomorrow. I told him it's time to go to bed, but okay, let's see here. Martin Clark. Cheyenne. What about Malden, Clarkton? No, it's not going to be as this particular event tonight should not be that bad. Actually, before it gets to your location in Campbell, Kennett, Clarkton areas, it should weaken quite a bit, honestly. That's the plan. I think somebody was asking if we maybe froze up. I don't think so. At least on my end, everything looks like it's still going pretty well. Um, Ash Adam should be in Popper Bluff. This line, it should be in Bluff around midnight, give or take a few minutes. I didn't think so. Thank you, Debbie. I didn't think so. Somebody was saying that it was freezing up, but it must be on their end because I'm watching the back hall and I've got everything here. Thank you, Patricia. I'll let him know. Good deal. So, yeah, we're not frozen. That's good. So the weather service, let's see what they're saying right now, because all we're getting reports of is maybe some gusty winds, and the whole line has slowed down. It was moving around 55 miles an hour. It is currently moving at 45. Okay, so weather service office hasn't they haven't done any updates on this particular line of storms coming in from the west. I'm thinking the way it looks, I think once this line gets to about right here, and it could be, and this line could be farther west. I think it's going to lose a lot of steam. And I really don't expect many warnings from this southern line, but we'll see. It has weakened quite a bit. There's still I'm going to pan back out somewhat. The strongest part of this line right now looks to be in the northern part, which is where the tornado warnings are, and then down just west of Batesville, Arkansas. That's where the strongest part of this line currently is. Not saying that we couldn't get, more additional warnings, just saying that that's what, currently it looks like right now. So we do have the severe thunderstorm warnings for Carter County and in Ripley County right now. I zoom in to Carter County. Van Buren is getting probably some wind gusts around probably 50 miles an hour. Um, Not showing a lot of hail in this with these storms. I'm going to check that real quick just to make sure, but I'm not showing a lot of hail right now. Let's see on this latest scan. Not really. There's some hail back around Alton, but as you can see, these storms here tonight are pretty much just going to be some winds, going to be some heavy winds. We're talking 60 miles an hour. I don't, Sykeston. I don't know if this severe threat is gonna reach Sykeston tonight. It's gonna turn into a heavy rain threat for sure. But that's, I mean, I do anticipate, I could see the weather service possibly issuing a warning for maybe Butler County, maybe Wayne County, possibly. But beyond that, it's really don't know yet. I'll tell you what, Adam, I don't anticipate I don't anticipate any tornado warnings by the way this looks right now. Not showing any kind of, I mean, really, we're not showing much in the way of rotation right now with these storms. Just strictly just some wind gust. There's a little bit of hail around Alton. Van Buren is probably seeing some winds right now near 50 miles an hour. Waiting for the newest update to come out by the weather service in Paducah, because this current warning expires in about 28 minutes. They haven't done an update since 10:38, so we'll wait and see what they're thinking. I'm in their chat room right now, and they've not really stated what their intentions would be on this line of storms as it continues to move off to the east at around 45 miles an hour. looking at some information from the weather service right now. We may luck out here this evening, and we might actually just end up with a heavy rain threat. Some thunderstorms for sure, but we may end up with not much at all in the way of severe weather, which would be fantastic news. Would be wonderful if we could pull that off. So this warning currently expires here in just a few minutes. It expires in 26 minutes right now at 11:30. Well, I would say the Weather Service office probably is going to, we should know here fairly shortly, because if they don't issue any more warnings with this line, then we can probably go ahead and jump off of here and we can all go to bed, which would be great. Sandra, I'm not saying it just yet, but I would just say it's looking more like the rest of our area could just get just plain old thunderstorms, heavy rain. I mean, there will be a heavy rain threat tonight. No doubt about that. And then tomorrow we're expecting storms, but I honestly think that those storms will be east of our area tomorrow night. Oh, no problem. Thank you so much, Farrah. I appreciate that. I think so, Timothy. I think I'll know more here in the next 15 minutes on the Wapapello area. It looks like they're going to be okay, just because the storms are not really organized anymore. They're they've lost their intensity, which is really good news. When I made the video post a couple of hours ago, I thought it was going to be a longer night than what it's shaping up to be, but I'm okay with that. I would much rather just do a couple of warnings and, get some shut eye. Let's see. Did Reynolds County get? I haven't heard of any damage reports, Gina. They still have that tornado warning up there, but I haven't heard. Let me just look up here real quickly, and yeah, they haven't done any updates either from that storm either. I've not heard of any damage reports in that area. It looks like that storm is also weakened too. I think so, Anna. I think once this line moves in, we won't have a tornado watch until 3 o'clock. I can assure you of that. They'll drop it before then. What time? Keith, probably, I think between noon and 2 is when the storms may start to refire tomorrow. But I think when that happens, I think honestly, the majority of them would be probably east of the Mississippi. And it all depends on tonight as well. Thank you, Tiffany. 2 miles north of Donovan. Thank you, Barb. So what I've seen here is they took so what makes me think that we won't have any more warnings. I'll stay on until 11:30 just because that warning is in effect until 11:30. They took down the warning for Oregon County. They did not extend it any farther east. So that tells me that these storms, and you can look at it on radar. I think that, well, I don't think, I know these storms have rapidly weakened, and it wouldn't surprise me if they take down these warnings for Carter County and Ripley County earlier than 11:30. So that makes me feel really good about that too. So sorry to keep you guys up so late. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit rougher than what it is ending up to be. So sorry about that. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Her trees are down on 72 highway toward Bunker. Marge, I haven't heard that. I'll look into that and see if I can get some information from the weather service offices up there. So yeah, these storms have really, really weakened considerably. Matter of fact, I'm going to message the weather service in Paducah just to see if they're seeing what I'm seeing, at least on radar anyway. Let me see what they. Let me see. Gia, you're getting close. I'm pretty confident that yes. I think most of our area now is pretty much going to be in the clear. I did see where the weather service up there in St. Louis has just issued a new tornado warning for Ironton, but those storms they still have a lot of juice. We're down here; it's really weakened considerably. Thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate that. So, so it looks like from what the weather service just texted me or just messaged me back, it looks like that they I don't believe they're going to reissue any warnings past what they've already got. My good buddy Andy right now is tuning in, just sent me a text. He's watching the storm from Wayne, Butler County. Thank you so much, my friend. So while we're waiting for the weather service to make an announcement on if they're going to reissue these warnings, I don't think they are. I've got Chance right here beside me. From what you're seeing, Chance, it's weakening considerably, isn't it?
Yes.
By the way, congratulations, son, on graduating 8th grade tomorrow. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Everybody on Facebook, they're proud of you, my man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So where are we taking you to eat tomorrow?
Crap, what is it called? Hibachi.
Hibachi. He wants to go to the hibachi restaurant in Poplar Bluff. So I told him for his graduation I would take him. His mom and I are going to take him. All right, so you can go to bed now. All right, we're going to send him to bed now. So yeah, I'm going to send him to bed because I think we're getting pretty close, and honestly, I might end up. Do you think the show? Yeah, I do, Stacy. I think a lot of these are going to just going to be. We're going to see a lot of heavy rain overnight. That's for sure. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of heavy rain overnight. But I'm just not seeing the same type of severe weather that we seen earlier tonight. Not seeing just not seeing everything. Right now the winds have really died down. We're not even getting I mean I'm looking at some of these um, just by digging into the storms, we're maybe getting 40-mile-an-hour winds, maybe. Elsinore right now, I'll zoom in. Just a just a thunderstorm. I mean, it's a strong storm. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you're going to hear some loud thunder. You're gonna be hearing some heavy rain. But there's not even showing any hail in these storms anymore, which is and I'm getting information right now, maybe just some spotty hail, nothing major, and I'm getting some information now that fingers crossed. As of right now, we have no outages from Ozark border either. I really appreciate my good friend for letting me know. She's always helping me every time we have storms. And I don't know if I can give her, if she'll want me to give her name out, but if she does, just send me a text and I'll be happy to give you plenty of kudos because she's always helping me every time we have severe storms. She's always sending me information on Ozark border, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, the stronger storms are definitely tonight are definitely up around Ironton. Let's see here. I'll just because I'm waiting for the weather service. We should know here in about 5 or 6 minutes. This tornado warning is in effect until 11:45. Let's see, 7 miles north of Ellington. Let's see, still moving east at 40 miles an hour. It's a radar indicated tornado. So we don't have any confirmations of any tornadoes on the ground up in that area, but we are getting just, it's radar indicated. And obviously, those storms are a little bit stronger than what we have down here currently. Let's see. Yeah, Chrissy, I'm about with you. I'm about ready to do the same thing. I am. I'm just gonna wait before I pull the plug. I'm just going to wait to see because this warning expires coming up in 16 minutes. So at 11:09, they did do an update here. Severe storms were located along the line extending from Ellington to Handy, moving east at 45 miles an hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are still possible. Van Buren, Elsinore, Hunter, Handy, Fremont, Grandin, and Briar is where these storms are located. And they did drop so the good news is they did drop the tornado tag on the warning as well. So yeah, my contact who's always helping me out with Ozark Border is Miss Judy Lunsford, always helping me out, and I really appreciate everything she does. Her and Ken always taking good care of me. So, so the Weather Service did drop the tornado tag, which is great news. So I am pretty sure I know it says that I just don't see them issuing another warning for this storm unless it gets stronger. There's only the one tornado warning. There's tornado warnings all the way up. That's the only storms up around the St. Louis area. Let's see here. Nope, I'm not getting any glitches here. Thank you, Dee Dee. I was just about to text you and ask you the same thing. So nothing at Elsinore yet. It's getting pretty close, Dee Dee. It should be you're just on the west side of it now, so it shouldn't be too much longer and you should be into the thick of it. Be very interested to know what you're seeing because the weather service, the way they're talking at least right now with me is they are it doesn't look like they're going to continue the warning, or I'm sorry, extend the warning, I should say. It doesn't appear that way. I don't think so, Taylor. Honestly, I think I think Doniphan's in good shape. You're gonna get thunderstorms, yes, but I don't think it's gonna be severe. I'm gonna hold on for just a couple more minutes here, mainly to see if they decide to extend the warranty. Right now, the storm should be over Van Buren right now, and then I know Elsinore is getting into it as we speak, should be getting some of the thunderstorm right now. I tell you what, Pam, if you give me about maybe 10 more minutes, I should be able to tell you that answer. I just don't see them reissuing any warnings. I really don't. I think it's going to be, thunder and lightning for sure, maybe some brief heavy rain. Yeah, even the our good friends with the severe weather response team is, Craig Metter is seeing the exact same thing that, I'm seeing. This line is really weakening. Just Alicia, no, just this should be the only one for the night. Probably some heavy rain, but this, if we're going to get severe weather, it's going to be now, at least for the overnight hours. Piedmont, yeah, you're just getting a thunderstorm. No warnings right now for Wayne County. No warnings for Butler County. Neelyville, same situation. Piedmont, um, just thunderstorms. You'll hear some rumbles of thunder. Getting pretty close, Jessica. Yeah, you should be fine in Donovan. Puxico, the same situation. We do have a tornado watch technically until 3 a.m., but it's not going to last until 3 a.m. I'm just holding on just because just going to hold on a couple more minutes here because Paducah is probably going to, I would say they're going to let this warning expire and then they're probably not going to issue another warning. The closest warning to us is a tornado warning up north around Ironton and then just west of Batesville. That's the only warnings with this line. Just rain in Puxico, rain in Malden as well. Reynolds County is out of the tornado warning. Iron County is still in the tornado warning, but it's all radar indicated. Nothing on the ground, nothing spotted. Thank you, John. Don't have anything. Yeah, there's no other warnings except for Carter and Ripley. Yeah, the director of the Popper Bluff Severe Weather Response Team letting me know that it's calm in Donovan right now at the moment. These storms continue to weaken. We're just going to get some thunder showers more than likely tonight. I agree, Jennifer. Yeah, Piedmont is looking good. Just going to get thunderstorms. I don't think there's going to be any more warnings here Yeah, see, it just expired, and it looks like that they are not going to reissue. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So I would say you're good to go to bed, wherever you are. You can go to bed now. I think just keep in mind you're going to hear thunder tonight. It may rain a little bit, but as far as any more warnings go, these storms have really lost their juice. So um, I just, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. When I made this decision a couple of hours ago, I thought to myself it was going to be, it was going to be a little bit worse than what it is. Thankfully, it was not, and I'm just happy that we got through it together. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you again to Chance for hanging in there with me. He's in bed now, thankfully, getting ready for graduation. Um, my wife is passed out on the couch. She's asleep. So I'm going to wake her up and go to bed. Thank you guys again for tuning in. If we get any more warnings, we'll do this all over again. We are expecting maybe some storms tomorrow. It's not looking too promising. I think more of the storms will be east of us. But God bless you guys again for tuning in. Thank you to PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. And once again, if we have any more warnings or whatnot, we'll do it again. Thank you again. I think we're all clear for Southeast Missouri. So wherever you live in Southeast Missouri, you can go ahead and get some shut eye. I'll be at work in the morning at 5:30. So good night. God bless you. And we'll catch you again next time right here live on Today's Talk, KWOC. Good night.